Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I thought it would be a good idea to go over our recent Wing 2 full run world record over in a bit more detail to, on the one side, explain why we chose the classes that we played with, what our tactics were dealing with certain mechanics with the Matthias pre stuff like that, and just give a like more in-depth look, and at the same time point out mistakes in my own gameplay so we can like learn from that to improve for the future. I hope this kind of content makes sense and you guys are enjoying it. So yeah, let's get right into it. So we recently did a Wing 2 full run in 1124, and the one thing that we agreed on prior to starting the run was to try to take this record back without swapping any classes. Well, elite specializations you are allowed to swap, but not the class in general. Why did we make this decision? Well, quite simply because we think it's just more fun. Because at the end of the day, if you relog, there are parts in every wing where you can relog literally for free and without losing any time. Wing 2 also has that, and we felt that it's just more fun to theory craft with having no swaps rather than to just run like the optimized comp for every single boss. It's just like fun gameplay. So we said it was our way forward. Also, we felt that taking the record back would be possible without swaps. So we agreed on that. So everything I'm going to talk to you about when it comes to our composition is with this no swap rule in mind. Now, let's talk about our composition at first. Well, this is the Slothos log, and this is the Matthias log, and we're gonna have a quick look at the composition, and I will talk to you about why like it. We think it makes sense. Now, Wing 2 has one thing where you necessarily need portals, and that is in the Matthias pre. Between Trio and Matthias, to actually fight Matthias, you have to go up into the ruins and you have to kill these sprinkled mob groups, and you have to kill a certain amount of enemies until Matthias spawns and you can actually face him. Now, for this event, you basically need portals. And there are two ways to deal with this. You can either have two mesmers and two thieves, or you can have three mesmers. And we thought it would be best fit to have three mesmers. The sole reason for that is that while on Matthias thieves are really good, on Slothador they're kind of lacking, right? If you look at this wingman exam, it's just to give you like a hint. Um, if you looked at sloth, that like the soul beasts are at like 30k, and the best thief is at like 25, which is still a good number, but it's just worse, right? So we thought that yeah, this might sound like a bad idea, and we also like tested this. Obviously, we didn't just look at Wingman and decide that, but we also like had tests, and we saw that well, it wasn't that great. So in the entire theory craft part, we thought about okay, how can we get now the mesmers in without losing that much? Because let's face it, at the end of the day, as a pure DPS specs, Mesmer right now isn't really in a great place when it comes to Matthias and Slothdor. Chronos are a bit too slow, and Virtuosos are like have a bit too much of a power share to really shine at Matthias because of the bubble interactions, right? And we just in general felt that the Chronos best are suited if we actually put them onto support classes because they bring a lot of utility, right? So we had for Slothador, we had like an Alec and two Quickness Chronos with a Druid. And for Matthias, we decided to have two Quickness Chronos and an Alec Mirage. That's the way we put those classes in. Now, the other debate that we had about okay, which DPS class should we play, right? That's the next big thing. Okay, you now have like these guys, these Mesmer sort. Okay, what the fuck are we doing with the DPS? Now, we came to the conclusion that we felt like Ranger is a good choice. But that is not to say that this record wouldn't have been possible with other classes, right? Other classes that come to mind are something like Power Weaver on Slothador. Then they could either go Condi Weaver, but also Power Weaver and Matthias both work actually. Even Power Weaver if you like control your burst correctly. So that was an option, and we also looked at Bladethorn, Power Bladethorn on Condi Berserker, especially in the mixture of the two, where you have like Condi Berserker and Matthias with an aura share, maybe Tempest that could be uh, Power Weaver on Slothador. So the Condi Berserkers could profit from the fire aura share and increase their damage by like quite a lot. But we at the end of the day decide that Slothador Sobies are like really good with the way our composition is just structured. And especially on Matthias, Condi Druid has quite a lot of utility that we felt was like better than Weavers. Also more survivability, and in a in like a isolated setting where you would face only Matthias, then maybe Weavers would pull ahead as well. But if you then factor in something like maybe nerfs, maybe some minor mistakes, like the Druid comp is just way better suited to pull that off. And we went into this and made it so that we didn't really want this to be a like 3-month long project or something. We just wanted to get this done like somewhat soonish. So at the end of the day, we decided that, well, Ranger sounds like a good fit, right? So that's the way we went about this. About the Necro in here, I will talk about that a bit more when we come to Matthias. But at the end of the day, the main reason was that we wanted to have portals at Matthias. And also this Necro has the option to go Celestial Scourge or something, so we don't have like a full healer that then portals us out for like the corruption mechanic. And a Reaper on Slothador actually eating the first shroom, right? Makes it so that we are like that he is able to still deal decent damage because he has the 50% modifier, right? So missing above 50% damage isn't that big of a deal for a Power Reaper. Yeah, that's so. Okay, let's get started here. I will just roll the video first. So I will talk about this real quick. We had to blast our stealth so that we can run to the portal that Roderick is placing. I will show you his point of view soonish. So we decided to blast here with just the soul beasts, and we couldn't use Warhorn, right? The like we all have a Warhorn that we could blast with, but we decided not to because it would be then on cooldown for Slothador. And that's important to have at the very start. I will go over the build very shortly. So we just blast with Frostbird. We then lack like I don't know 8 seconds of signet uptime at the very start, but that's completely fine. Alright, so we blast this stealth here and then run forward. Don't get into combat with the Slublings, they don't see us obviously. And we wait on this portal. Now this portal is one that Roderick places. So he started here insanely fast, gets a mass invis real quick from the other Mesmer as he like dashes forward, tries to not hit any of the Slublings, places the portal there, and I don't know if you missed it. I'm gonna just come back real quick. Here he placed the portal. And from there onward he like dashes forward. It's like this was by the way an about face turn with the staff 2, like as you know maybe or not, staff 2 always takes you backwards. If he then presses about face, which I can't, it's like a hotkey that you can bind, where you like the character also automatically turns around. So if you about face and staff 2, you always blink like forward basically. So yeah, that's what he did. He then opens the portal and we can start the fight basically. So let's look from the. So as you may have see here at the very start, you can see that we place food here because we actually all start with the Dragon Buns. The Dragon Buns is the food that gives you 200 power on a kill, and these Slublings that spawn outside the arena actually do count for that food. The Slublings that will spawn during the fight in the arena do not count for that food. So we all start on that food. Our Necro has Spectral Grasp, and before he eats this first shroom, he pulls the Slublings in. And you see he instantly ate the shroom and this starts the fight. We already are casting Warhorn 4. and then Warhorn 5 right after. So why Warhorn 5, right? And why even have a Warhorn? Like, the bench uses Longbow. What the fuck are you doing? Yes, chill. Our Sobies in the first subgroups are playing Warhorn, Longbow. The reason why we are playing Warhorn is because we are lacking might in our second subgroup. As you can see, I'm in the second subgroup here. We have 3 Sobies and two Chronos. Yeah. So what we are playing is Warhorn, and we are also playing an additional trait actually. I'm logging in to show you what I mean with that. And the reason is that we get might. So we didn't want to cuck the Chronos, right? Especially Roderick already like came in here with like basically no cooldowns because he did all these skips and all his utilities are on CD. And we didn't want to like have them run shield, and that all felt like very suboptimal. So what we did is we equipped a Warhorn at the very start. We use Warhorn. We use Warhorn 4 first though, as it has a longer cast time, and we use Warhorn 5 then right after. So yeah, then we all have might, and we prolong it with heal as 1 on we prolong it with heal as 1 during the CC phase. So the trait we are running is Potent Ally. This one here says like it reduces command recharge, but it doesn't. It's bugged. So as you can see, it's 28 seconds here, and if I like equip the trait, it's still 28 seconds, right? So this is a free trait, so we can generate a bit more might as well. Usually what I instantly sick him, by the way. This is very important because otherwise sick him doesn't line up because our phase timings are fast enough. Therefore you have to use it ASAP so that you don't like delay it. We actually have to skip it in phase 4, but I will come around to do that, to talk about that as well. I then don't start with Frost Trap. The reason I don't start with Frost Trap, even though it's the longest cooldown you would want to start with that, is because otherwise these Slublings are triggering it, and then Slothor doesn't step into it and doesn't get the hits. Right? The same reason why I'm not using One Wolf Pack right now, because it will still be off cooldown, delaying it. It will still be off cooldown for the last burst, but you would miss hits if you use it instantly. Okay, so we continue with our rotation. Just normal stuff here. As you can see, this shield symbol here is saying, okay, you killed an enemy, and I now have 200 power buff. And I now pressed F to like eat the food that Koshkati placed here. So I get both. I get the 100 power and 60 ferocity from the food, and I also get the 200 power from this other food, right? This one and this one. So I have 2 foods here, which is really nice. So from here on, you just do the rotation. You see Sikkim is not Sikkim, but the sickness is already back up. So here, also one thing I wanted to talk about is Tantrum. You can sidestep it, and you will see how I sidestep it later. But I decided not to, because if you have to really sidestep it, this like poison fields, but basically like to go super deep into it are like rotating. So this is like can sometimes extend further than it looks, and also like this passage is like tighter than it looks. So I just decided to dodge it, even though it's slightly a DPS loss, dodging the Tantrum instead of sidestepping it. But I just wanted to make sure, because as soon as I touch one poison here, I will lose Scholar for basically 50% of the fight or something, because our healer is in the first subgroup, and also our druid is later taking on the second shroom. And having the poison, if I would have poison here, especially on me, my healers 1 wouldn't heal me as much, therefore losing me Scholar. So I use healers 1 to prolong the boons on me, especially the might, and then we CC him just like that. And as you can see, our CC is done, and Sikkim is already not like off cooldown basically, right? And this is like actually a somewhat slow phase. So our Sikkim will actually be like super low on cooldown. I have aggro, so I have to move him super far. I still press Sikkim, because if I stick a bit here and then have it next phase, I will not have it. It won't line up for the last burst. So we move him along. Once he does the flame burst, I come like close. I try to move him a bit more, but he's already phased, so this dodge is like kind of weird. I press heal as 1 again, and I now I went on Warhorn X. By the way, the reason why we are using X main hand and not sword on our Warhorn set is because we then have a range DPS option in our in case you get the fixation. That's right, like how I did. And also, if you squeeze in these 2 skills and time it with the CC bar, or like killing the boss, you don't actually lose DPS. It's actually a slight DPS gain to like get them into the second thing. If your other skills on swords are on cooldown, it's like better than sword auto attacks. That's what I'm saying. But you don't ever want to be stuck auto attacking on X, by the way. So yeah. This phase here now is the third phase, in which we still sick him, but we skip Frost Trap, because otherwise Frost Trap won't be up for the last 10%. So here I actually make a mistake as well. I should cast my X4 before, because I already lost my twice as vicious buff, right? The 10% damage increase. I should use X4 here before. I don't know why I didn't. It's like kinda int. But I use it now, so I like my X4 hit without twice as vicious. Also my rotation, like usually or like normally I had a mapped out rotation for this boss, right? But the problem was that I had tanks, so I had to kinda improvise it, because usually you don't want to be on like on the weapon sets like the way I am, but that's fine. Here it's important to actually open with Frost Trap ASAP, so otherwise it won't be off for like the next burst. In this burst, like 40 to 20 in phase 4, we actually skip Sikkim, so we have it for the last burn. I now here dodge this tantrum, and I slightly dodged too far in, so I am standing in the poison field right now during my X5. That's kinda really bad. That shouldn't happen. You see, I lost like Scholar from that, which I'm luckily getting back now, as our druid just came back from the shroom. This shroom here, by the way, was eaten by our druid, who like got here with quickening sapphire. He had like quickness and super speed to get here faster. Yeah, so we move over, we hit the boss, and then like last CC we now have to burn him, and yeah, I have to bring out the poison. The way Sloth works is that during a attack that he's doing, especially like a longer shandled attack, he doesn't go into CC. So the way we kill Sloth is that we get 20% after 20% CC bar, he does the shake, and we have to kill him in 11.5 seconds, because that's how long the shake lasts. It's a tight DPS check, but it's like doable, especially in a coordinated group. Yeah, and getting Sloth like to shake only at like 20% is doable with like also like okayish DPS. It doesn't even need to be like super high. But yeah, that's the idea. So we start here to Omega burst him. Use like everything we have. I think an auto tech chain like would be better than the Zal of 1, but then also depending on how fast we faced, I do like I think I do no, I don't even do one auto attack, but maybe a sword 2 here would have been a bit more DPS. But it also has longer cast time, so I just want to make sure to get as much damage in as possible. And yeah, it could have been like maybe I could have bursted for like 1k more or something, but that's like not that important. So we instantly GG. Instantly, yeah. And now basically trio starts, which we will trigger with one of our mesmers, because now we are again like time gated. Like once Sloth is dead, we are now racing to start trio, because trio is like so omega free. The only thing that matters is killing Narella fast. We want to start trio as soon as possible. Doesn't matter if everyone's in. As soon as we can, we want to start trio. So let's look at Roderick, who's our mesmer guy that does that. He GG'd like by the way a bit earlier at like 1% or something, so he has all the cooldowns. So we now all GG, stand up. And this is the way we figured it out. It's like similar to what I did in our last Wing 2 full run, but it's Roderick optimized it a bit more, took a bit of a riskier path. So this is technically, I think, compared to the Thief way of going main, is like 2 or 3 seconds faster. But yeah, so that's it. Yeah, he jumps over here, and he like jumps into. And now trio started. And from this point onward, our time is clocked basically. So whatever we do, it's like this timer will always be the same, because trio always takes the same length. So let's look on our Narella. Because Narella is the only thing that matters, right? We want to kill Narella as fast as possible. By the way, one thing I can show, because this is like Noel's POV. Oh, perfect. This is production value. Trust. So he does like this mini jumping puzzle to get up the cliff. He together with Shupi, who then like who helps him kill the Eds up here. And basically what he does is like he kills the Ed, and then he's like up here already, and he places whenever like Berg spawns and Zane spawns, he places his portal, helps us, gives us spoons, and then portals himself back up. Why does he do that? Good question. After Zane, you will see that after Zane, actually every Mesmer takes his portal up. This is Berg, okay. Zane, okay. So we see like this, like placing his portal here would be out of range, so that's why they take like the other Mesmer's portal here. He then opens it, and they all go up. Like the Druid, just to give like some Alec, he will come back like very soon. And the other two Mesmers are running to pre-place portals that will enable us to get through the Matthias pre faster. So as you will be able to see, like Roderick is one of the Mesmers that takes his portal up, and his portal is like also the more interesting one to pre-place. Show you. Okay, so here now they go, and by the way, like the other Mesmer will place his portal like here. This is where like the one of the Mesmers opens it, and Roderick will move with his portal like across. He will do a small jumping puzzle, takes a very interesting way, and he will jump over here, and he will like jump over here, yeah, and he will go up. Okay, I will show this way. You can also go like a different route up there, but that's like doesn't really matter. There's an easier way. He's kind of hard to get up there. There's an easier way to get up there technically, but yeah, this one also works. It's whatever floats your boat. So he's getting up on this ledge, yeah, and this is where he places the portal. And the reason why he places the portal here is because after Phil's portal, after the first portal you will see soon, people will enter here, and now you have a direct route down here to kill like these ads, and you also have a way over here to kill basically the tent ads in this direction, and also the other ads like up in front here, because that's the ads that you have to kill, as well as the very first group that I will kill. I will show you, and that's basically the portal strat more or less that you're on. So he plays it like I think 37 was the time, and then he just runs back. Is that Narella does like a bit of damage, places it, like gives a bit of boons, I guess. Doesn't really give that much boons with Greatsword Mesmer, but yeah. So now we all go up. Then now the second portal will be opened. This is very crucial actually that you do not open it too early, because you can technically open it early and move, but if you move too early into the Matthias tree, the ads just won't spawn and the instance is bugged and it's a reset. You have to leave the instance and open again. And so you can't enter here too early. So now as you can see, everyone like moves here. Roderick opens his second portal, and the ads that you saw up here, I'm killing with, yeah, these ads here, right? These ads, as well as the ads like down here, like the two ads that are here, I am killing with the Ranger. These ads here, these, like this one group that is before this corner, yeah, this group actually doesn't matter. You don't have to kill it. They don't count towards the Matthias tree. So that's yeah, that's good to know. So we don't kill those. So the only other group is like around this corner, basically this group right here. Those you have to kill, but this group here in front you can ignore. So the other guys like take this portal now, take this portal up, right? And they kill, like the one group kills this tent group, the other one kills the other ones, and like Mesmer's help with pulls. Sobies can also like X4 and stuff. So yeah, this is like how we do the Matthias tree. That's basically it for the like Mesmers and skips like that. What else is there? Oh yeah, I can show you like this build that we used for trio. We ran lead of the pack because in short bursts it's better, and we also used all like stance to not get knocked by like the ads, especially in Matthias Pre, but also on Narella. You don't need Gazelle, so you can run more for more damage, and that's basically it. I also run like Warhorn to like have better might, right? Stuff like this, but other things are not that special. So let's move on to Matthias. So after we did Matthias, we take like the food. Okay, and here I did like the like I would say like one of the major mistakes. I am on the wrong weapon set. What I should be doing here is I dodged like once, but I also should like be on short bow. Then my about phase like if I run in like Matthias, I should like about face shortbow 3 because it gives me another stack of light of feet, right? And this buff stacks, right? Light of feet actually stacks. So this you want to pre-stack on Matthias. I also should activate sharpening stones already because it's like also pre-stacked. It can't be stripped. But now I start the fight on the wrong weapon set. This is kind of awkward, but it's like doable. Should have used one rotation of X skills there. Don't know why I didn't, literally. Yeah. But after this, like basically the rotation comes back to normal and it's okayish. My Matthias wasn't really good, honestly. I was try to pull out like the reasons behind this. And also one part of it is usually I should be on shortbow now, and we are saving our shortbow 5 to like instant CC. We use like shortbow 5 and then go into CA and do like CA 3. So this guy is getting instant CC. I fucked it up, but he's like in any way like super fast out. I mean, not super fast. It's kind of too much to say, but he's like still decently fine. One more thing you have to like pay attention, and that's like actually at the very start, which I want to showcase. I actually run Healing Spring. Usually you can the first subgroup runs Healers 1 because it's a DPS increase because you share Alec to the pet. But the second group runs Water Spirit because otherwise we are lacking CA generation actually. And I'm running Healing Spring because it's also fine, and it helps with stripping from the icy patches. But you have to be very careful with Healing Spring because if you place Healing Spring and are then getting sacrificed, you are now an ally to Matthias. And when you are an ally to Matthias, all your skills apply to him. For example, the Healing Spring that's still there cleanses the conditions of him. So if you place a Healing Spring and you are sacrificed, you are cleansing all conditions from Matthias, decreasing your DPS by a shit ton. So you cannot be doing that. So you have to be like very careful. If I open with Healing Spring, it's gone by the time sacrifice comes around. So that's the good part. That's why I'm opening with it. But you have to be like very careful about when you actually are placing your Healing Spring here. But as you can see, the Healing Spring is like already gone. When Sacrifice comes around, I'm slacking on CC. And right after I know that I'm not the Sacrifice, I can like instantly place Healing Spring again, which helps like with the freezing from like the icy patches. It's really nice. Also here I do mistakes. I wanted to play it like super safe, so I wasn't quite sure in the heat of the moment if this tornado touches me. It will for sure not touch me. As you can see, like this is like my name, right? So this is like basically my character model. And this tornado shouldn't touch me, right? But I still move early and cancel my CA5 to be like super safe. So that's a DPS loss, but yeah, better safe than sorry, especially in a full run. I just didn't see the tornado before it arrived because it came from the back of my screen, which yeah, I should have turned around camera before that, but yeah, that's also like one of the mistakes I did. Yeah, like my rotation is okayish after the first opener. I hold. I don't I don't know why I'm holding sharpening stone for so long. It's very not good. Here I'm holding my cleanse in my healing spring again until I see that I'm not the CC, so I place it now. This trap I probably shouldn't place. I know that in the moment I placed it because I wanted to As you can see, it does 223 breakbar damage, right? It's a knockdown, I think. It's a launch actually. It's a launch. I wanted to like help with TC as well because I again wasn't a shotbow because my opener was shit. So I placed it, but he's at like 41%, so this trap ticks into like his invuln, which he will get now. Yeah, so that's not good. I now like I was running Ritz and now I go back to like normal food because it's been like very consistently the case that sub 40% our scholar uptime or like Rit uptime drops quite a bit. I dodged one time too much and I also accidentally clicked right clicked on this icy patch. So if your auto text go in there, yeah, that's very questionable. But I'm back to him now. Yeah. Helping clearing icy patches. Yeah, that was all on purpose. Yeah, but that's the rest of the fight is like I'm still will do one more like horrible mistake, but I yeah I will talk about this today. I make this video to show everyone I shouldn't hack the boss here because the Hadouken goes in the other direction, but it has a big hitbox, so I should stay further out. Don't know why exactly I'm running away. There's a spirit, and I just want to make clear that I will run away from the spirit like a fucking idiot, but from my POV, it runs through here. So I'm like, okay, this is a safe spot. So that's my thought when I'm now doing this. And then I move over now, and I didn't see that he turned, right? Right? Like shortly after this, you can see the spirit turns to the right. Yeah, there he turned. And I didn't see it, and I was like, hey, why is he running towards me? And then also, instead of dodging or like running to the left, I like dodge backwards for some reason. Don't ask me why. Then I get this pool thing, which I have like, I think it's 8 seconds or something time to place it outside. So I can like pull through with like my avatar 5 and avatar 2 and then run out, place it, come back. But I see the bomb spread already, so I kinda wanted to make sure that I'm not getting like squeezed and this thing gets dropped into the middle of the group or something because I downsed it or something. It's a full run after all, so I want to play it safe, like right. Want to make sure to play it safe. So I now cancel it and run out. It's like 8%, and I was like, okay, if like everyone else can like still stay close to the boss with their bombs and deal damage, it's like better. And then I run in, and I want to press X3 and X2. And what I'm doing is I'm pressing X4 because I'm fucking idiot and I'm fat stringing the key. So I die here, and in the last like basically 10%, I didn't deal any damage to the boss, which is really bad. But I scream and I remember I scream in voice that I'm like, ah, don't kill me, just kill the boss, and yeah, that's how Wing 2 is done in 24 seconds. Overall, it was a decent run. I kinda had fun with it. But also it could be faster. There are probably also like comms, especially with swapping, that can demolish the run. Even this run, as you can see, like I did a few mistakes. I think like also like a lot of other people did mistakes, but we just felt like we were done with this wing, especially since we did the wing like recently ago. Like recently, it was a few months ago. So we said like whatever, let's finish it like this and leave it. I'm okay-ish happy, but yeah, as you can see, watching this, there's a lot of to improve. But that's the reason why I'm making this video, to like maybe share the class and the knowledge a bit, and also point out what I did wrong and what can be done better, so I learn from it and be like better next time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Was like a bit more analytical, bit more like talkative. So yeah, have a good day, and I'll see you next time.